Hello, this is Scott from 3 Guys on One Computer, and this is my top 5 games of 2010.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Obviously, the main reason being because it's the last game in the series, and all the other games were just amazing as it is. But in this one, the story mode outplays every single Guitar Hero game so far. You can change into super versions of yourself. What more could you want? The soundtrack behind it is amazing. You got songs from Nickelback, Dragon Force, John 5, and obviously the last couple of boss battle and the last quest is obviously based around Megadeth songs. Sudden Death, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, and there's many other songs. The gameplay behind it all is just amazing, because they've really updone the graphics for each character, and plus when they transform into the better selves, we should say, they just look amazing. They spent a real lot of time doing that, and I really respect the people that did that, because it's just awesome. The graphics behind it as well, exactly the same as the gameplay. They've really outdone themselves for it, and what more can I say about Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock? There's also one more thing as well, but you know, the songs in that game have really helped me out of some situations. Like, they just all the songs in that game really cheer me up. They really do, because they're all absolutely wicked. They're really good.
Number 4.
At number 4 is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, because it's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. What more do you want me to say about it? The whole game is in 8-bit. Come on, for all you retro gamers out there, I know I'm only 16, but retro gaming was amazing. The 8-bit, they've really outdone themselves with it, because it just looks amazing. Obviously the soundtrack behind it as well is just immense as it is, because it's all in 8-bit. There's like pumped up music for when you're fighting each other and stuff like that. It's just really good how they've done it all. Obviously, there's also a four-player co-op towards it, where you play as Scott Pilgrim, obviously, Ramona Flowers, Kim, and Stephen Stills. If you've seen the film, then you obviously know who those characters are. If you haven't seen the film, then you can go screw yourselves, basically. If you haven't seen the film, go and watch it, so then you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, why are you watching this video? Obviously, it's got Pilgrim as well. If you played the game, then you know there's loads of hidden secrets in it, which you can't get enough of, because you just want to find them. You just want to keep finding them until you find them all. Also, the game is fucking hard, very hard when you're trying to do it on your own. But in 4-player co-op, it makes it a little bit easier, but it's still hard as it is. Also, if you've seen the film, you know, and if you played the game as well, if you managed to finish the game, you'll know that the game stays on the right track of the film until the very end of the game, where you fight Gideon. Now, obviously, it goes a little bit futuristic, where you start fighting robots and loads of other things that you're not even see in the film. But the game is still awesome, and it stays on the right track of the film until the end of the game. It's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Seriously, what more can you want? Seriously. If you haven't played the game, go and play it. If you haven't seen the film, go and watch it. Or buy it on Blu-ray, buy it on DVD, if you're cheap. Watch it and play the game, please. I highly recommend it, so please do go and watch it and play the game.
Number 3.
At number 3, it's COD Black Ops, for the main reason of the story and the return of the zombies.
Number 2.
At number 2, it's Dead to Rights Retribution, mainly because it's been 5 years since the last game, and you can play as Shadow. You can run around ripping people's arms and legs off, and you can do a nut shot as well if you're into that sort of stuff. The bloody violence and the language outwits any other game of 2010, apart from maybe God of War. But obviously, I think James is doing that anyway. That'll be in his top 5. But anyway, the bloody violence and the language in this game outweigh and outdo every single game of 2010. Just the language behind it, it's not over the top, but it's not too little anyway, because the game rating is an 18s. The violence in it is over the top as well, but it's a good over the top, because you can play Shadow, which makes it even more fun as it is. The story mode behind it, obviously, everyone, obviously from the first two, the story mode was amazing. Number 3, the Retribution outdo all the others because it's a mixture of fighting, gunplay, and playing as Shadow. Obviously different, the graphics behind it and things like that are just amazing as it is anyway, because the detail that's on Shadow and the detail that's on Jack as well is unbelievable. If you haven't played Dead to Rights Retribution, I would highly recommend you get it. I got it for really cheap, so do yourself a favour. After you've watched this video, go and buy that game, because I'm telling you now, you will absolutely fall in love with it as well. And I really do hope that I hear some news about Dead to Rights 4, whatever it may be or whenever it may be. I really do hope we carry it on.
And at number 1.
At number 1, it's Tron Evolution. Right, you might not agree with me here. If you played Tron Evolution, you might like it, you might not like it. In my opinion, Tron Evolution has to be my game of 2010. Mainly because of the soundtrack behind it, which was done by Daft Punk, which was obviously Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, which is obviously also another song done by Kanye West. The free running abilities behind it are just amazing as it is, because you're on your own. You're playing as a security program and you have open world maneuverability around the program, or the grid as it's known in Tron Evolution, the game. And finally, the last thing I'd like to say about Tron Evolution is the one bit with the light cycle where you have Derez playing. If you don't know what Derez is the song made by Daft Punk, and it is one of the main themes for the game itself and for the film Tron Legacy. The light cycle bit, driving down the side of a building with Derez playing, you're getting shot at, and you can pick up highly immense speeds. There's nothing more I can say about Tron Evolution. If you haven't played it, go and play it. If you hate me for having it as my number 1, then fine, you can hate me. Tron Evolution was my
Number 1.
top 5 games of 2010. I'm Scott from 3 Guys on 1 Computer, signing off. Peace. There's Kim, Ramona, Scott, and what's the other one?
Steve.
And Steve, obviously. Scott's gay roommate.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
What?
Shit!
Edit that part.
Hello, this is Scott from 3 Guys on 1 Computer, and I am. You're a dickhead, you're a